Hello, I'm Helen,
And I'm Michelle.
and today it's a beautiful autumn day, so we thought we'd go and have some fish and chips. So we're going to go to a very famous fish restaurant called
Murgatroyd's.
Murgatroyd is in Leeds, in the outskirts up by Eden. So we're going to go and have a look and see how it goes. The choices are the small haddock, the little one, the large haddock, the extra large haddock, which is the Billy Murg special, and the big one, which is the giant haddock. So what you're going to have?
Well, as I've had nothing else today, I'm going to have the big one.
Okay, so that's the giant haddock. Even though it's a very, very large restaurant, we're here stuck behind the door. So let's see how that goes. The fish here is done in beef dripping, which is traditional in Yorkshire. Not oil, actual beef dripping. So
Although that choice is available. Wow.
So the batter.
Yes, you don't even have to ask for what do they call bits. They're built in.
Yeah. So
There's really lots of chunky haddock in this. It's lovely.
very rich and creamy.
Yes, rich and creamy. Lovely stuff.
On the inside of the batter, some of it is a little soggy, some of it totally crisp, but on the bottom bit, it is a little soggy. Is any of yours soggy?
Yes, I can see sogginess on the bottom bit, as you said, but it hasn't affected the flavour or the enjoyment of it.
This is, of course, fish and chips, so what are the chips like?
I'm about to do a chip review. Crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, the way I like them.
I thought it was a bit soggy on the inside, a bit dense.
I have to admit I've interpreted that as fluffy, but now cold, because I've tried them late in the meal.
I've got some curry sauce with mine,
So what does it taste like?
so I'll have a little dip. That was rather sweet, not very spicy, but very pleasurable. So you've got some mushy peas
Mushy
at your
peas.
side.
I like them.
What does it taste like?
Mushy peas. There's no other thing in the world that tastes like mushy peas. I'm trying to finish this, and it's not easy. But I keep coming across pockets of fish and side bits and everything, and now I feel obliged to eat them, and it's all too much for me.
Well, that was a big fish.
It was indeed.
So what did you think of it?
The fish itself, I thought it was a little, I had a giant haddock, of course, so I'm probably not surprised it was very slightly undercooked, which did hamper my enjoyment. Plus, it was giant. I've never had a giant anything before, but it was really, really too big for me.
Well, I must admit, for me, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfectly cooked. Very big, though. It came in 20 minutes, so that's a really good sign. And the service was excellent.
Yes.
But the fish, we made the wrong choice. It was too big.
Yeah.
And, I didn't enjoy it, I have to be honest. The batter, for me, it was very crispy, but on the bottom it was quite soggy. There was a bit that was undercooked underneath the fish. The fish was filleted. There was no skin. For some reason we had fish knives. Yeah, I didn't like the batter so much. What did you think?
I have very similar criticisms. I didn't like the batter. It was too crinkly and broken up and full of shards, like a lunar surface. That's exactly the one. And so it was really hard to get through all that to get to some nice batter, because I really loved the batter. Without the batter, the fish wouldn't be even half as good.
And of course, fish and chips is fish. And
chips,
yes. What did you think of the chips?
Well, I had one at the start and it was a nice temperature and it was crispy on the outside, but not quite as fluffy as I would have liked. And of course, as time went on and I worked my way through the fish, which was a lot of hard work, by the time I got to trying any more chips, they were already cold. So having a big fish has its drawbacks if you're a chip lover.
Now, the other thing that was important is Murgatroyd is actually a very large restaurant. It has a lot of parking, but not enough. I found the parking space for our very big car difficult to get into a parking space and us to get out comfortably. But the other thing was there were a lot of people in there. There was no queue when we got there at 12:30, but there was certainly one at 1:30 when we left. What did you think about?
The parking was very difficult. It was as narrow as they could get away with and very short, and our car just turned out to be too big for it. The restaurant is, despite the fish knives, it was very basic inside, hard surfaces everywhere. So with all the hard surfaces, it was extremely noisy. Someone had one child, and that child on its own managed to really scream the whole place down. It was a real credit to the people who put in all the hard surfaces.
How would you rate the fish and chips on a scale of 1 to 5?
1 to 5. It became a trial to get through it all. So had it been smaller, and I think I would have enjoyed it a great deal more. So I would give it 3.5 fish out of 5.
And what about the overall experience?
3.5 fish over 5 too.
I think you're being too generous. I would give the fish 4.9 fish, but the overall experience I'd only give 3 because it was just too noisy. Finally, how much did that all come to? For what we had, I don't think it was too expensive. The giant haddock was $23.95 each. That came with chips, a side, a cup of tea and bread. We didn't want the bread or the tea, we wanted just a cold drink. So we had a pint of Diet Coke each, and that was £3.40. And the total is $54.70, which I don't think is too bad for what we had.
No, I don't think it's too bad. It's not unreasonable.
No. But what do you think? Would you go there? Do you have different experiences of going to Murgatroyd? Just let us know in the comments.
And have you had the giant fish? Because I really want to know if everyone has the same problem I do getting it down. And I love haddock.
Okay, so thanks for watching and speak to you soon.
Bye.